Jamal Khashoggi, a widely known and respected journalist, was killed in Istanbul in 2018. His body was possibly dismembered, and the United States was furious. The US intelligence community concluded Saudi Arabia's Mohammed bin Salman had approved the barbaric killing of a renowned Washington Post columnist who was critical of the Crown Prince. The State Department rushed to announce a new policy called the Khashoggi Ban that will allow the US to deny visas to people who harm, threaten, or spy on journalists on behalf of a foreign government. It also said that it would impose visa restrictions on 76 Saudi individuals who have engaged or threatened dissidents overseas. It was Trump's regime when these things unfolded. Even Biden, before becoming president, called Saudi Arabia a pariah. Fast forward to 2025, Trump is set to welcome the Saudi Crown Prince to the White House, which will be MBS's first US visit since Khashoggi's killing. So why the outrage, the headlines, and worldwide condemnation that once surrounded the Saudi prince fizzled? The leader of the top oil exporter has emerged unbowed from accusations of Khashoggi's murder, as his ties with the US remain unfazed. Even as the Biden administration released the findings, it appeared determined to preserve the Saudi relationship by avoiding direct punishment of the prince himself. Despite demands from some congressional Democrats and Khashoggi allies for significant and targeted sanctions, Joe Biden was initially harsh, but Washington ultimately moved on, driven by energy, defense, and technology. Years later, after Trump's return to the White House in 2025, revived a transactional warmth. $600 billion in Saudi investment pledges, effusive praise, and shared interest in a defense pact. In the years since Khashoggi, both the Trump and Biden administrations have tried to mend ties with Saudi Arabia, whose crown prince has also sought to rehabilitate his global image. That has included US presidential visits to the oil-rich Gulf ally, with a lavish, pomp-filled welcome for Trump in May. The planned trip would be a significant part of the push Trump has made to restore relations with Gulf Arab nations incensed by Israel's attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar, as they discussed a US ceasefire proposal. The first major foreign trip of Trump's second term was to Saudi Arabia, where he expressed hope that the countries would further cement their commercial and business ties and suggested that increased military cooperation was also in the cards. MBS, who now has an unparalleled grip on Saudi Arabia, is on a mission to change his image. Infamous for his machinery of silencing dissent and critics, Salman has ambitious plans to dub himself a reformist. Despite decades of ultra-conservative dogma, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has sought to ram through a number of major social reforms with support from his father, King Salman. The Crown Prince is behind measures such as lifting a ban on women driving next year and bringing back concerts and other forms of entertainment to satiate the desires of the country's majority young population. The 32-year-old heir to the throne's social push is part of his so-called Vision 2030, a blueprint for the country that aims to boost local spending and create jobs amid sustained lower oil prices. While the public rebuke of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is still a touchstone in US-Saudi relations, it leaves no doubt that as the prince continues in his powerful role and likely ascends to the throne, Americans will probably forever associate him with the brutal killing of a journalist who promoted democracy and human rights.